I'll tell you when. All right, you're on.
Hey everybody, it's Wes here, sitting outside on the stage, outside of our building at Cross Point, and right behind the camera, where I'm looking, we hope to see you on Sunday morning, having an awesome outdoor worship service to celebrate the end of our 21 days season, 21 days of fasting and prayer, a time of fasting and prayer. And as we've been walking through the devotions, you may have done the reading. Today we were in John chapter 20. Jesus has been crucified. His disciples and his close followers are reeling, they're hurt, they're confused. Mary Magdalene gets up real early at the beginning of the week and heads to the tomb, but she doesn't find what she expects. The tomb's empty. She doesn't know what this means. She just thinks somebody stole the body, and she's upset, she's scared. She runs and tells Peter and John. They come back and they find the tomb empty as well, but something interesting happens. In the midst of all of that confusion, in the midst of all of that chaos, right, faith begins to arise. John admits that before they didn't understand what Jesus meant when he talked about him being resurrected. They didn't understand what the scriptures meant when he talked about the resurrection. But in that moment, they began to believe. But Mary was still confused. Mary was still hurt. So Peter and John run back to home, and Mary stays there, and she does something interesting. It says that she stoops and looks into the tomb. But when she looks in this time, she finds two angels. The angels say, "Hey, what are you crying about?" She answers them and then turns around to find somebody standing behind her, doesn't recognize it as Jesus, thinks it's a gardener, and he too says, "Why are you weeping? What's wrong? Who do you seek?" And she says, "Oh, they've taken my Lord and they've laid him somewhere else." And in that moment, Jesus shows up and he says, "Mary, it's me." He calls her by name and she recognizes him. Over the next few weeks, Jesus would appear to his disciples, his friends several times, and there's a theme that comes up. When he appears to him, he says, "Peace be with you." You know, as we come to the end of our time of season of prayer and fasting, we're not coming to the end of a season of chaos and confusion, because we've all been experiencing that. We probably will. Our world seems crazy. But I want to encourage you with this. The fact of the matter is, even when we're hurt, we're confused, we're doubting, we're fearful, so often that's exactly when Jesus shows up. And we might not be able to see him or recognize him right at first, but that's when he shows up. He's always there. The problem is we're too busy looking in dead places to find life, like Mary stooped and looked into the tomb. Or we're too busy looking for peace in the world, but we forget that Jesus told his followers, "The peace I give you is not of the world, it's different." The fact of the matter is that what Mary experienced, the confusion, the fear, the doubt, not recognizing Jesus, and then realizing in a moment of exhilaration that he was there the whole time, that's our story too, or at least it could be. And the reality is that when we make Jesus the center of our story, then we get everlasting peace and everlasting life. And that's what we want to celebrate with you anytime, but especially this Sunday. And so we want you to come ready to share your story about how Jesus has been speaking to you, ready to share your story about how you want him to be the center of your life. Because the fact of the matter is the fact that Jesus is not dead, the fact that he is alive, it changes everything. So let's make sure that we're making Jesus the center of our story. And when we do, we'll know life and we'll know peace. Hey, I hope to see you this Sunday. Love you guys.